host, Eric, and this is Randy.
Hello.
Today, we have a lot to talk about. We got some graphics
things, man.
cards.
A lot of things.
Dude. We got Nvidia doing some stuff with graphics cards. I don't know, 4000 series. We're going to talk about that. And we'll talk about whatever else we want to talk about after that, but that's the big meat.
That's the big meat, dude. There might be some potatoes today. I don't know.
We'll see.
It
depends on how much meat we eat, dude.
Do you feel like potatoes, dude?
I do, actually.
Yeah?
But, you know, I'm going to eat that meat first.
Eat that meat, dude.
Let's start with the meat, dude. Nvidia.
Start with it. I'm going to open my drink. I don't think anyone will mind,
what are you drinking, dude? What are you drinking?
It is a very green from Treehouse.
It looks green.
Treehouse Brewing Company. It is very green, actually. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, didn't you say you stocked up on that shit?
I did, dude.
Nice, dude. Gotta have a stock.
Like a 4.5 hour drive.
Damn.
For the good stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Worth it.
It makes it taste better.
It does.
Because it was hard to acquire. It's that high quality.
High quality, dude. So Team Green, green, very green for Team
Very
Green.
green, yeah, that's
unplanned, but
unplanned. Genius though.
I know.
Gotta say, 4000 series, man. I've been kind of hyped for the 4000 series.
Man. You've been holding out on upgrading for a while.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, do I need to upgrade my 3080? No. But the VRAM was something that I did run into, like having a
Now, did you run into VRAM issues in games or just in like development things?
Like, it was mainly like development stuff. Gaming wise, like it's kind of good enough for like what I play, which is kind of like casual stuff most of the time.
Well, like you play like Factorio and like 2D dungeon crawlers, so really you just need Intel Xe graphics. I mean, for your games. So
that's funny. Yeah, basically, like I need CPU actually a lot more than I need. Because a lot of the simulation stuff that I do, like a lot of single core games that I play, that run their entire simulation on one core.
Got to make that main bus, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
But so, yeah, man, like, that's cool, right?
Yeah, but I've still been interested in the 4000 series because, one, I wanted more VRAM, and two, like, gaming at 4K, it's good, but it could be better. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not hitting that 4K 120 constant, right? So there's still headroom. There's still more.
What games do you feel you play that you would like more frames in?
I guess let me look at my recent Steam games, because really it was like Monster Hunter World, not Monster Hunter World, but Monster Hunter Rise I was playing. VR games are still kind of laggy sometimes.
Huh.
But that's because the Valve Index pushes like
I've kind of given up on VR, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't blame you.
I just feel like after playing like Half-Life Alyx, like we're back into like demos again.
Yeah, it's kind of a big drought.
Incomplete games.
No, you're 100% right. I haven't played a new VR game in some time. Like, it's basically been Blade and Sorcery and Beat Saber,
Yeah, like that's basically it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've played VR Chat, Beat Saber, and
you like
Blade
VR Chat though, don't you?
I do. VR Chat's like really fun social platform.
I think it's funny when I'm still on like the virtual reality subreddits and stuff, and I pop my head in from time to time, but I always thought it was kind of funny how they were comparing VR Chat to Facebook's Metaverse or whatever it's called, and VR Chat looks way more fun and way better.
It is. So
and like they have like literally like what 1/180th of the budget or something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Something ridiculous.
The nice thing is like they don't moderate their platform as much as like Meta does, right? So like it's all about community content. And as of today, it has the absolute most community content out of any VR Chat
That's platform. Really cool. That's really cool.
It is.
Is it difficult to like input like your own content into the game, or is there like a really straightforward process of like,
It's not like point and click easy. You have to kind of know how to use Unity, right?
Sure.
So there is a workflow, and there's like I imported my own like character model that I built myself using. The workflow is basically, download a model. Hopefully somebody already got a model.
Sure.
And hopefully they have a pre-rigged model for you, and then like You import it into Blender, do some tweaks to it maybe.
Okay.
Then you import it into Unity, into the and using the VRChat SDK, you can move it straight into VRChat from Unity. So it's pretty cool. I wouldn't say it's easy though.
Right.
It's definitely a process. So not everybody's doing it, but like you can do not just like avatars, but whole levels, like new content. It's really cool. Like I remember playing like VRChat, and I was like going to like Halo levels in VRChat. Like I was on like the Pillar of Autumn, which is like the Halo 2 first level.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
they imported that straight from like Game Rips or like in VRChat. It's awesome.
That's wild. That's wild.
So I'm just like chilling with my homies on the Pillar of Autumn, you know.
That's cool. That's pretty neat. I can see the appeal there.
Yeah, and what Meta's doing is basically like nerfing everything that's great about VRChat and trying to like charge money for it. Like, oh,
I know
look,
nothing
our
about
platform...
it, to be honest with you. Like,
yeah, and I don't either. Like, I have a Oculus Quest first gen and an Oculus Quest, not no Meta Quest 2.
Meta Quest, dude.
Yeah, that's what they call it now. And I gotta say, that's the problem with the VR market. It's basically been
stagnant, non-existent.
The only place it's had some like real life has been, Meta with the Oculus, or not the Oculus, but the Meta Quest 2.
We're kind of going off on a tangent a little bit here. But I do want to say one thing, and I think it may be a good thing. PSVR 2 comes out in February, and that may be like a good like regenesis for PC VR, because I'm sure that some of those games will end up on the PC side.
I hope so, because didn't they make like Resident Evil 4 VR?
I don't
think
they're making Resident Evil Village in VR, and that would be wild, because that castle, that like castle, is wicked cool. You know what I mean? With like Lady Demetrius or whatever her name is. Like it is just, that game was awesome, by the way. Like I don't know if you played through it or not, but that was a really good game. That was something I really enjoyed playing through. I would definitely recommend that one. But yeah, so like that's exciting, man. But it's interesting to know that like your 3080 struggles a little bit with VR games. I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah. No, I mean it's pretty good for the most part, but like there's still like, if you say for example you do modded Skyrim like VR, like you can.
Well, modded Skyrim
really
is just chunky to begin with, right? So.
It is, but like you can kind of brute force it if you like get the best graphics card type of thing. Good. So like it's just kind of a way to like enable experiences that you couldn't otherwise have if you just like have the best graphics card. So like really, there's multiple reasons I'd want the 4090. But like, let's get into the Nvidia event, I guess, and talk about like what they released.
Let's do it.
We got three products, I think. So we got the 4090 and two different 4080s.
So that'd be three products, right?
Yeah, three products, and it's really goofy.
I don't know why we got two 4080s, and like
this is where I'm going. Like, why do we have to like?
Let me ask you a question, because. Admittedly, if I do get one, it's a 4090, so I didn't look at the 4080s, right?
Yeah.
Is the core count the same?
No, it's not. That's what's weird.
Oh,
so
that's
there's
really weird.
Two different 4080s, the 16 gig and the 12 gig, and they have completely different amounts of cores. They're not even the same chip or anything.
So why wouldn't they call it something different? Like a 3080 Ti.
That's what made people kind of upset. Is because it's basically Super. Like a 4070, or like a, you could have said something like that. I don't know. It's not really a 4070, but like it's kind of shady that they called it what they did.
That's wild. See, I thought it was just a VRAM differential.
No, it's not, and that's kind of what the naming implies. That's what's upsetting.
That's what I have assumed. So. You have educated me.
Yeah, no, let me see if I can pull the specs. So as far as CUDA cores go, the 4090 has 16384.
That's the 4090.
That's the 4090. That's their
What do I have?
Top
Let me
one.
look.
Yeah, look it up. Do you got like a GPU-Z or something?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. So how many does it have?
16384.
Okay. I have 10496.
1049. Okay. So your card's not like...
obviously they're not the same cores, right? But it's interesting to see how much more they can fit on a smaller node. You know what I mean? So like...
Yeah, so I mean, that's a pretty decent jump going from like the 10,000 something to 16,000 something.
For sure.
So I don't feel like the gen to gen jump is like insignificant. Like it's a good amount more. Theoretically, and this is just based off of the numbers, right? The CUDA core numbers. It's not really an architecture comparison. We haven't ran benchmarks, but I mean, to me, and the clock speeds and stuff matter too. So I can't really say, you know, if it's actually how much better it is, right?
Right. No, I get that. I was just concerned about like die size. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But like between the three, so we're just talking about the different CUDA core counts. The 4080 16 gig, which is their higher tier 4080, has 9,728, and then the lesser tier 4080 has 7,680. So you go from 9,728 to 7,680.
Well, what surprises me even more is the big jump between the 3080 or the 4080 and the 4090.
Yeah, and I mean that's a big jump. You're going from like 19,780 or 9,700.
That's almost like 60% more.
Yeah, it's a decent jump, right?
Yeah, decent jump.
Yeah, and honestly, for the price, because
I was gonna say, I feel like at that point they're targeting people to say, well, I'm already spending X on the 4080 16.
Right.
I might as well get the 4090, right?
Is a 4080 like a cut down 4090? I think that's what.
Can you look and see? Like that's a big cut down. If so, like it's probably not. It's probably not. It's too big of a cut down. I think 60% is a lot of cores disabled.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I'd
like
have
the
to
3090 is like GA102. You know what I mean? So like I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question, man.
Yeah,
that's a really good question.
Yeah, it is a big difference though. So you wouldn't think so, but I don't know, because I heard today that the 4080s aren't the same hardware. You know what I mean? So
this is on 4 nanometer process, right?
I think so. Hold on,
because my 3090 is on 8 nanometer process, so that's
significant. Wild. That's a significant.
That's it's a major jump, dude.
Yeah, I mean you're you know, maybe not halving the size, but it sounds like it. Yeah.
We'll go with it, dude.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
We're not engineers, dude. It's half.
I'm not.
Yeah. 8 divided by 2.
Yeah. I think it's half. No, but like I don't know if it's realistic like that. But I'll say that that's exciting though. The process node being that much smaller, that means more power, you know, and they're clearly hungry cards for energy.
What was it, 450 watts?
Yeah, for like
Watt boys?
4090. So it's.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
And like it's something I've been wanting to ask you, so I may be jumping the gun here. Have they mentioned or have you heard anything about availability, or is this going to be one of those things where we go to buy it on October 12th and there's not even an add to cart button? It just goes from coming soon to sold out again.
Yeah, I don't know. So I went on Nvidia's website to try and get some information.
Yeah,
and they just have like a notify me button, and it's like, okay. So I put my email in there. Button? Yeah, I put my email in there.
Oh, I'm doing it, dude.
And I basically said checkbox 4090. It's at the top right. And I was like, put my email in there. No, I don't want your marketing emails. Submit, and then like hopefully they'll notify me. But like I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to be on top of it, because by the time they notify me, watch them be like sold out or something. You know, that's kind of like the typical trend. I know that a lot of people are saying that like because of Ethereum mining not really being a thing anymore, maybe we'll be able to get the cards without like you know, attacking each other over them and like fighting over the bots. But I have a feeling that you know,
I signed up, dude.
Yeah. And you're not sure if you're getting it.
I'm getting it.
Are you?
This conversation has swayed me. Yeah. We are.
So let me tell you what is very interesting.
We are 18 minutes in, and you have converted me. So.
Yeah. I just want to say a couple things that are new with the 4000 series.
Sure.
And what makes it unique, and what I think is really kind of like
really
cool. Dude. So first off, DLSS 3.
Now, is that exclusive to the 4000 series, or will that trickle down to the older cards?
It's exclusive. So theoretically, it doesn't have to be, because they're basically saying that they're the engine that supports, I think they call it dynamic flow.
Sure.
Dynamic flow existed in the 3000 series, but they're claiming that it's not enough to support their DLSS 3 implementation.
Wild.
I don't know if that's true. It'd be fun to see if people could like kind of hackify it to work, in previous gens to catch them out on a lie. But as of right now, they said it's exclusive. So the interesting thing about DLSS 3, okay, let me just kind of a little history. DLSS 2 is basically an AI upscaler. So what it does is it'll let you run your game. Say you're targeting 4K resolution.
Okay.
It'll run the game at like maybe 1080p, and then you'll get the frame rate improvements from running at 1080p instead of 4K, and then it's going to upscale all those 1080p frames one at a time up to 4K. That's basically how DLSS 2 works. Now, the improvement that DLSS 3 makes is it's creating new frames from scratch. It never did that before.
Okay.
So what it's doing is it's using their dynamic flow engine. It's taking 2 frames, looking at the differences between them, and generating a brand new frame with their AI shit, right?
So like it only has to basically analyze 2 frames instead of 4?
Yeah, so, well, what it does is it's not, with this new, it still does what it did before, where it will downscale and then upscale. But what it's doing is it's taking the output of that, looking at the past frame and a future frame, and generating a new frame between them. So you're almost getting like double the frame rate with this new engine. Like, so you basically...
Smart. That's all I got.
No, it's super
dude.
smart, dude.
People
because
are smart.
You're basically taking the result of DLSS 2 and then adding double the frames for nothing. You know what I mean? So you're getting twice the frame rate. That's really cool. Because really one of the problems with DLSS 2 was some of the titles, if you have RT on ray tracing, you would still get kind of poor frames.
Yes.
Like Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. I was just going to say Cyberpunk. Like, I feel like DLSS didn't really help as much at all. To be honest,
it's crazy. You had to basically run with their Ultra preset, which is which would downscale a lot.
Right.
And at that
it's
low
like a 4X
resolution
downscale, isn't it?
Yeah. It was like really low. Like it was like pretty low resolution, and then
I think that on a 4K screen it was was it 1080p or was it even 720p? I don't know. It was wild.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's even worse than like 1080p. Like the ultra setting.
That's crazy.
It was like really bad. So like it ended up looking like pretty bad at 4K.
Mm-hmm.
And your frames wasn't even that good. So now what you can do is basically effectively run DLSS 2 at like the higher resolution upscaler.
Right.
And then get double the frames on top of that. And that's just theoretic, because that's what they're doing is generating new frames between the frames that they've had already. So to me, that's super interesting.
Yeah. No, that's really cool.
Yeah, it is super cool. Like we've had things like that before with like TVs, but I think they do it in like a weird interpolation way. You know how like you have the motion smoothing stuff?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like
black frame insertion stuff.
Not black flame insertion. I'm talking about like, you know how like you can get the TVs with the soap opera effect? Where it will like create new
frame
frames.
doubling.
Yeah, it's like doing an interpolation, and it kind of looks bad. This is like doing. This is like effectively doing that, but like using AI to do it instead of like some jank way. So it's pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to see like, is this going to be like hopefully implemented? Hopefully, I want to see it implemented by everybody. And like right now, I feel like there hasn't been like enough adoption with like DLSS 2 even.
Wow.
Like most of the games that I play have at least DLSS 1, but I want to see how quick. I think we're obviously going to get Cyberpunk. Yeah, we're getting Cyberpunk, but you know, we'll see how many people adopt it. But I do look forward to seeing like how much better DLSS 3 works. So that's one of the new things with this architecture in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I mean, what do you think about all that?
I mean, I think DLSS is awesome, right? But like you said, it's a problem with implementation. So
yeah,
unless we have games that support it, I don't know, how quick that adoption is going to be.
Right. And that's another misleading thing that they've kind of done with their own benchmarks is like, look how much faster these games run. And it's like, oh, we're using DLSS 3. Because like that doesn't really give you like the true performance numbers, right?
Right.
I'll still say that This is why I buy Nvidia though, because you know what the AMD solution, which is like what FSR, it's just not enough.
Yes.
Like it's not the same. It's not as good. It's getting better. AMD's implementation, but it's just not as good as DLSS 3 for sure.
No, I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we're getting more RT core stuff. I think that ray tracing, even with like a 3090, like is still a little weak. Like you were compared to a 3080, like you were way better than me. Like I remember I couldn't even play like Cyberpunk with RT on with a 3080 and be able to get 4K. Like if I was playing at like 1440p, then yeah, probably. But like as a 4K monitor enthusiast, you know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you, man.
Yeah, it's like it's still even a 3090 isn't really enough for like ray tracing. So I gotta say like the 4000 series is actually gonna be like powerful in ray tracing. And this is good because you can see developers really limiting how much they use ray tracing in their games. For example, like there's several different ways you can implement ray tracing, reflections,
path is what I want, dude.
What is it?
Give me the path.
The path.
Yeah.
Well, it's really about like how do you implement it? Do you just do shadows? A lot of times there's shadows, there's reflections, and then there's like some other stuff. A lot of times they don't do like the global illumination stuff they'll skimp out on or whatever, because that's like very expensive to have all the different ray tracing steps built in. Reflections, not so expensive. A lot of times you'll see like windows and stuff with RT reflections, but what we really want is like global illumination and shadows and all of it. Like we really need all of it to make it magical. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Like, do you know much about that like RT overdrive thing?
What's that?
It's that new mode, dude.
It's a mode?
Yeah, it's like RTX overdrive or something. Here.
I don't know. I'm looking through the situation here. Okay, you sent me a link. Hold on, let me check it out. Overdrive. All right. Coming soon to Cyberpunk. Nvidia unveils ray tracing overdrive. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Ray traced indirect lighting and reflections now bounce multiple times compared to the previous solution's single bounce. That's great.
Yeah, it does like this RTX direct illumination. So
yeah, I see this here.
Yeah.
Each neon sign, street lamp, car, headlight, LED billboard, and TV, accurate ray trace lighting and shadows. Okay.
I mean, to me, this just sounds like a mode to sell the 5000 series card.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, well, the 4000 can handle RTX, but if you want RTX overdrive.
Yeah, maybe it's just a buzzword for, like, better ray tracing.
Yeah.
It's just saying, like, we don't have to gimp ray tracing as much now on these new cards to run. Like, that's great. Ray tracing is definitely the future.
I agreed.
It makes, like, doing lighting and stuff, like, infinitely easier for developers. Faking it is hard, actually. So, I mean, we have solutions now. Like, I'm really impressed with, like, Unreal Engine 5, for example. Like, holy shit.
No, I get it.
And they're faking it, like, really good in Unreal Engine 5, but still, ultimately the end goal is to be able to just real-time ray trace all the time. So it's gonna be awesome. But yeah, man.
All right, dude. I mean, you sold me.
Yeah.
See what you did? You did? This is your fault.
Help it, dude. I'm
your
selling it on
fault,
myself. I need it.
This is your fault, dude.
It's expensive. So I think that the community at large, they're pretty upset with the pricing, specifically with like the cheaper cars, right? Like they really went up with like the 4080, I think.
Well, now I have to say that I did think for a second that the pricing wasn't that bad. And I'll say that because isn't the 4090 the same price as the 3090?
Yeah, as far as I know.
So, and then I was like, oh, well, the 3080 only went up $200, but you get a much more competent card. But now it sounds like they're just basically making the 4070 and they're calling it a 4080.
Yeah, that's the thing, dude. It's crazy. So like we don't really have like a cheap card anymore. Like these are very expensive cards all the way up. The 4080 is like what, like over $1,000. Like I don't have the pricing here on Nvidia's website. Like how do they not have it on their own websites? Let me see if I can find a closing summary here. Let me see if I can see it in their keynote. Do they even have the price? They want to hide the pricing because they're not proud of it. It is very expensive. So I'm not sure. The Nvidia AI stuff is super cool. I hope that
it is really neat.
I think that Nvidia are a leader in AI right now. Like
I don't disagree with you there.
Yeah.
I just don't know enough about it, right? Like
right. The only thing I know about it is what I've been messing with recently, which is
making Elon memes.
AI images. Yeah, Elon memes and stuff. Memes. What did you think about those?
Really good, except for the body ones, dude.
Oh, you don't like the body, dude?
No, dude. It's not even a human.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So basically, for those not a part of our conversations, it's basically a open source AI art generator. It's really cool. I forget what it's called. Hold on, it's called
DALL-E AI or whatever.
No, this one's called Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion is like an open source model for AI art generation.
Cool.
It is. You can self-host it. That's what I did. I have my own little website that I'm letting my friends kind of use, and it's GPU accelerated. So it's using my 2080 Ti, which is in the server, and I could really use a 4000 series to speed those up because, dude, listen to this. It uses a lot of VRAM. I'm not joking.
Really?
Like it uses like the entire, like all of the VRAM in my 2080. It uses all of it. Because the bigger your image you're generating, the more it uses like exponentially.
Okay, that makes
crazy. So like having a 4090 will actually be busted for AI art generation. So it's gonna be cool. Like I've been having a lot of fun today.
There you go, dude. $1,600 to make Elon look like a female.
Dude, it was funny. So yeah, I've been doing that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I think overall, like we're pretty happy with the performance increases here with the 4000 series.
Oh, I think so too.
It's significant jumps. I think that the pricing, it's gonna like hurt for a lot of people. And it's crazy because they're basically high, even though like we don't have like this crypto boom like we did last, like when the 3000 series came out.
I don't know what the supply chain is like though for this anymore. Yeah. Like I didn't see anything about it. I don't know if you did, but I don't know, man. I didn't see anything about the supply chain issues. If there are any, even I have no idea.
That's why we're kind of rolling the dice. Like we don't know if we're gonna have to like fight for these cards or not, right?
Right.
So I saw like a couple reviewers got like 4090s. Digital Foundry's got one. They put out a teaser video recently where they were like, hey, look, we're doing performance testing right now and it's really great. And we're like, okay. I'm like, oh shit, dude. Like we're about to get some numbers, dude. Like I think it's under embargo right now, but like we're going to get numbers like right away. I have a feeling they're going to leak actually because they're in people's hands right now.
That's crazy.
Keep an eye out because we're probably going to see like some actual performance testing numbers. I just want to know how non-DLSS performance is because that's really like a lot of the games I play don't really support DLSS.
Yeah.
Like VR, I think notoriously doesn't have any like DLSS games that I know of. Like, and that's kind of where it'd be great. But you know, whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the releases.
Yeah, man. It'll be exciting. I'm sure we'll have more information as it gets closer to the date.
Yeah. It's going to be nice to have like a top tier card. I mean, we've seen companies like a top tier card because Sony, like they've been putting a lot of their games like on PC. So that's pretty cool. Like if you've missed out on a lot of those games, like I've played most of them already, but like it would be good. Like the new Spider-Man or whatever. Like I never played that, so like maybe it'd be kind of cool on PC.
Sure.
So, yeah. All right, man. Any last thoughts on the Nvidia
well, no, you
event?
just convinced me to buy one, so thanks for that. You know, this podcast cost me $1,700 today. So
that tax gets you.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for that.
Why can't we write it off on our Technosthetic podcast business?
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
we should. We should. Do it.
Yeah.
Make it a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I should. All right, guys. So let's talk about something cool. What do you want? Do you want to talk about Fold? Do you want to talk about iPhone?
Let's talk about iPhone, because I have more to say about the Fold than I do about the iPhone, because I don't have the iPhone, right?
Yeah.
So first off, I want to start off by saying that I tried to call Verizon today, just doing an exploratory dip my toe in the water.
Right.
And said that if someone were to own two phones, like I normally do, and one of those phones is eSIM only, and the other one is not eSIM or not supported by eSIM currently on under Verizon, how would that work? Because in the past, I've ran two phones and I would just swap my SIM back and forth. And the Verizon rep told me, oh, you won't be able to do that without calling Verizon. That'll be a chore. So that's out of the question, because I'm not getting rid of the Fold. So
Okay.
the only character that it currently works with that would be kind of okay in the United States is T-Mobile, because T-Mobile has full eSIM support for Android phones.
Okay.
So if you have T-Mobile, you could just swap back and forth via the process that I think Mr. Mobile has out. But if you're on like Verizon or maybe AT&T as well, you have to call them every time you want to switch your phone. So that's
some
fun.
bullshit.
Yeah.
That's the problem with getting rid of the eSIM, dude. I'm sad. Or getting rid of the actual SIM and going straight eSIM.
So I do want to say a few things. The only reason I was even somewhat contemplating it was just because of the Apple Watch Ultra. That's the only reason. The phone doesn't really have my attention at all. I just wanted the watch, right? So
did you watch Marquez's video?
I did. I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks awesome.
It looks awesome. I want it.
But that's the other question, because I'm definitely not getting rid of the Fold. It's just too valuable. It's just too good of a device.
I agree.
But that being said, I did see some users just from perusing the forums run into some interesting issues with Dynamic Island. And I thought that was pretty interesting to talk about. Yeah, so apparently two things. One, it actually lies further down the screen than where the notch is. So it actually is more invasive than the notch, people are saying, because it comes down so much farther.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So like someone did a side by side where, like, let's say like the notch ended like at the top part.
Right.
The Dynamic Island actually is more towards the center of the phone than where the notch ended.
You know why that is?
To leave face up top, I guess.
I think it's because they are giving it more room for the bounce effects.
Right? Oh,
right?
Probably. Yeah.
Think about it, because it like bounces in, and if it had a wall that it would slam against, it would look ugly. So what they did was they made it a little bit bigger, so it could like do like an elastic bounce.
Right. That makes sense.
That's probably
so a few other things that I've discovered in just my perusing on the internet is the notch is awful if you don't use dark mode, or I'm sorry, the Dynamic Island is awful if you don't use dark mode.
Wait a minute. Why?
Because it breaks the illusion, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because if you use dark mode, it's always like dark, like black up top essentially, but if you use white mode, it's literally white, and then you see pixels.
Way.
Yeah.
There's no way the Dynamic Island is white.
No, it's not white, but I'm saying it breaks the illusion, because it kind of disappears on certain backgrounds. Like if you open messages, for example, on dark mode, it kind of blends in. But if you open messages in light mode, you have this big oval up there with like a white border around it. I mean, and then someone did a FaceTime call, and like they showed like this dude, and like the dude had like the Dynamic Island in his forehead. And it was super distracting because his forehead continued above it. So it looked like he just had a hole in his head. Whereas with the notch, you just think it's like it's just the top of the phone. It's not as distracting. But the FaceTime call was really funny because he literally just had like this Dynamic Island in his forehead.
Yeah. I'll admit that the Dynamic Island is a little bit polarizing. Like it kind of stands out a little bit more.
It does.
Than even the notch.
It
like
does.
I feel like you got used to the notch, but like the notch effectively made the top of the screen almost like not really useless, but pretty much like not really a part of like your screen that you
right.
use.
You forgot it was there. Yeah. Essentially.
So like now that you have this dynamic island, it kind of like invades your usable real estate a little bit more.
It does.
Like at least mentally. Like it kind of feels that way.
The other biggest issue, at least in my opinion, that I saw was if there's nothing going on the dynamic island and you still touch like the cameras, it still like wiggles to give you some like feedback, and you're like, that's an Apple thing, right?
Right.
So it always looks alive.
It's pretty cool.
But people were saying that like if you play mobile games, like I play Wild Rift a lot on my Fold because it's literally ARAM on my phone, which is awesome, right? That if you're moving around with your thumbstick and then you move over the dynamic island, it'll it will all the time wiggle, which is distracting in your games, but also it will stop the input of the joystick.
No way.
Yeah.
That's a game breaker, dude.
That's a big literally a game breaker.
Yeah.
So like people were playing like I think in the particular thread they were playing Diablo Immortal. I mean, irrelevant what game it was, but like they were moving the left stick and then their finger would go up and like go over the island and the island would wiggle and their character would stop moving.
Oh shit.
So that seems like an issue.
Yeah. That is an issue.
I mean, I don't have it, so I can't confirm it, but multiple sources have said, "Oh yeah, that sucks."
Yeah, so they need to modify their API so like they can turn off, like if it's a game, they can turn off
disable the interactions with it. Yeah. But that's an issue currently. So yeah, that's a big issue.
That is a big issue. I could see myself like running into that. So
and apparently the majority of users who I've talked to have turned off the always on display.
How many have you talked to? Like, what's a majority?
Well, I know 2 people with it, and they've both turned it off.
Okay. Wow,
one has an iPhone 14. I don't know if he's turned it on or off or not, but I believe in Marquez's review, he says he turned it off. And then John Prosser from Front Page Tech also did a review, and he turned it off as well.
Wow.
So, and the reason John Prosser turned it off is why the 2 people I know turned it off, because they said it was just weird for them to look down at their phone, and it looks like it's on, so they always think they had a notification, so they picked it up, and then it was nothing. You know, because like they've been trained after using an iPhone for so long that my screen lights up when I get a notification.
Okay.
Whereas like on Android and stuff, it's very clear when your always on display is on and when it activates, you know.
Right.
But everyone has said that it greatly affects battery life across the board, which is fine, I guess, you know what I mean? But I mean, I think it's cool personally. I would probably use it myself, but I don't know. I would probably keep it on because I think it's cool, but I could understand why someone would turn it off if they really value battery life, or if they're, you know, if it's like, oh, I got a message. Like if you're that connected that you always check your phone every time it lights up, you know, so.
Yeah, I'm not too worried, man. Like for me, I would just leave it on. Like,
same.
Because I'm always putting it on my wireless charger at night, and it's really a rare exception. Like if I miss the charger for some reason, and it doesn't land like on the wireless coil just right. Rarely happens, but it has happened before. So like it's still got enough battery to where it'll probably get you through most of the day.
I'm sure. But like I don't know, you know, like I play a lot of, like I said, I've been playing a lot of Wild Rift, and that's pretty big impact on the battery. So
so I guess if like you want the battery, like it's gonna be better maybe if you just turn it off. I did see like Marquez's, I think, battery like decrease over time graph. And it does look like it eats through more battery than it probably should. Even if it is at 1 hertz and everything, it still like looks like it's kind of significant.
I just wish they gave you the option to show wallpaper or not show wallpaper.
Yeah, if it was just black.
Yeah.
I think that would have been smarter.
I mean, like showing the wallpaper is cool, but give people the option, you know?
Yeah. It'd be kind of an between having it off and having it like, you know, with your full wallpaper.
Right.
Like it'd probably be more battery efficient. It'll be interesting to test. Like imagine just putting a black wallpaper up and then like running it and then seeing if like that actually helps.
Affects the battery. Yeah. Cool I don't think anyone's done that yet. So that'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have one, but if I did, I'd probably do the test.
Yeah, same.
Super interesting. I haven't even got to see one yet. Have you?
In person?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen one in person.
I'm trying to make my way out to the Apple store, take a peek.
Oh, cool.
I'll probably do it like, I don't know, Friday or something.
And buy one?
No. No, because we have the Fold,
We do,
which
have
is which is a hot item, dude. It's probably the best phone out right now. There's a couple competing folds out there, like folding phones that we can't get because they're not like out in America. But even then, I don't think they're like superior.
Yeah, it's weird. Like people who have access to those say that the Fold is still like the most polished product. And you know, just going back to what I was using my Fold for, like playing the Wild Rift, for example. I'm going to go back to this example. You know what mode I use like ridiculously often when I play a game?
What's that?
When I play games on my Fold, is that like pop-up view, and then you can minimize certain apps into the little like icon.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the floating icon.
Use that?
What?
I haven't really got to use that much. Like,
dude, I use
should.
it all the time. So like if I'm playing a game, right?
Yeah.
And then I just resized that window to open up like basically almost a full screen app, and then I could just minimize it again.
So you can use like the little bubbles like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But
I gotta
like,
try that with Element.
But like you can resize the window to always be the same size.
Okay.
As like the full screen. You know what I mean?
That's super cool. Yeah, I want to try that because that'd be an easy way to like not let the game close down.
Exactly. And like it's super not invasive.
Yeah. I got a bunch of games that like I might like if they're like they kind of autoplay, so you don't want to close the app so it can keep going.
Right. And like it's wild to me because I didn't know, like there's seemingly, I'm sure there is, but there's seemingly no limit to how many apps you can put in that bubble.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Like but that's cool, right? Like they literally let you do anything you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
so
that's why I can't leave like Android now, because it's too good. You know what I mean?
There's so many options, right? That like I don't know, like let me see if I can show the podcast what I mean. Okay.
Sure.
So like I don't know if you guys can, let me turn down the brightness a little bit maybe.
If it doesn't look at your eyes. All right, yeah. That looks good. I just need it to like focus. Okay, so what do we got here?
So this is Wild Rift. Okay.
Okay, you just clicked it.
Yeah, but see how I have this little element bubble?
Oh, it looks so cool though.
And then it just pulls it up.
Oh yeah, you got element chat up?
Yeah.
Just like that?
And then I just close it back down that bubble, and then it floats here, and then
yeah. Oh,
that's wild, isn't it, dude?
No, that's super cool.
I do that all the time when I'm gaming. It's basically like alt tabbing on a PC.
Oh man. Yeah, and this
it's
is why
just so
really
cool
like,
that they let you do that. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
like there's so many options.
Even
like,
the
I feel
iPad
like when Apple implements multitasking, they're like, "This is the one way you can do it.
Yeah.
Slide over."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like that's your only option.
Yeah.
Like there are so many ways to do things on this phone, and it blows my mind. So
right, yeah. I mean, the iPhone you can't do any of that, but like on at least on the iPad you get like kind of. But
yeah,
even then,
you get split screen view and slide over.
Yeah,
so.
and that's it. And like to be honest, I don't even know how to use slide over. I'm gonna be honest. Like I don't know how to use it.
Oh, I use slide over a lot.
I don't know how.
Oh.
I don't know how to use it, dude.
Yeah.
How do you even get an app to be like slid over? I know how to like do two apps side by side. I don't know. Maybe it isn't intuitive, and I haven't figured it out. I don't know, but it's just not as easy as like even on the Samsung phone, like, and then the Samsung tablet, which I'm gonna be getting. I almost guarantee you.
Yeah, dude,
because
awesome.
It's just so good. Like
it's so good. But yeah, like that pop up view, dude. I do that all the time, you know, and like again, for whatever reason, there's an alpha layer on the windows you open up.
Oh really?
Yeah, dude.
Cool.
And it's like a 0 to 100% slider.
No way.
So like if you wanted to like have that element window, you could adjust the transparency of it over the game.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's like they give you so many options.
I love it.
Crazy to me. So
yeah, I don't know. I like that, man. Like I used to not really care about those because I always felt like they were gimmicky. Like I cared about the core functionality and like the iPhone and like iOS, iPad OS. They always had like a really consistent experience that I felt like I could rely on. And I felt like what you got with Android was kind of inconsistent and jank, but like that's not the case anymore.
No, it's not.
So
dude.
good. Like this is my third Fold, and like, well, yeah, because I had the 2, 3, and now the 4, and like it's just been great every time.
Like
it's honestly been great.
Our friend Two Shots, remember Two Shots?
Yeah,
he is a diehard Apple boy, like diehard.
Okay.
He's one of the ones with the 14 Pro.
Nice.
But he just, he loves Apple like through and through. And then before the iPhone came out, like 3 weeks ago, he sent me a meme. And I knew that meme was from the Galaxy Fold subreddit because I've seen it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, dude, you browsing the dark side, dude? He goes, not gonna lie, I'm a little tempted.
Yeah.
But he ultimately didn't get it, and then I poked fun at him a little bit when he ordered his iPhone 14,
right?
And his response was, "You can keep your buggy, jank Android experience."
Oh no!
And in my mind, I'm like, this is someone who probably hasn't used Android since like the Pixel 2. You know what I mean? Like,
which is fair. Like last time before I was on the Fold, the last phone I used was the OnePlus One,
right?
And that was okay. Like that wasn't even bad, but like it wasn't iPhone good at that time,
Right.
But like when I got the Fold 2, I was super nervous. Like you saw, we had a lot of conversations where I was like really worried about leaving the iPhone again.
You were.
And I was like, all right, dude, like I got to do it for the Fold. And it turns out it was actually worth it. Like the jank isn't there anymore. Like Samsung kind of got it ironed out. Yeah. Like Google's got it ironed out. Like it's actually like good now.
So like you've used the Fold 3 consistently for a whole year. Right. Have you ever experienced like anything where like, oh man, my phone's not working right now?
No,
right.
Not that I can remember.
Yeah.
Like it's just been good.
It's been really good. Yeah. No, I agree completely.
And it's wild because I use Amanda's phone sometimes. She's got the iPhone 13 or whatever. Just like not even the Pro, just like the 13. Mm-hmm. And whenever I pick it up, man, I'm just like, oh my God. Like it is, believe it or not, more buggy than my phone. I feel like whenever I use it,
I believe it.
I can get shit to freeze on it. Like, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what? This is the iPhone. Like, I'm like telling Amanda, I'm like, why is the iPhone freezing right now? I don't understand. Like, I can't do anything. Like, I'm stuck. Like,
you know what else is super goated on the Fold? Not to cut you off. Did you download Aether XS2, the PS2 emulator?
No.
Oh my! You need to do it, dude.
Why is that? Is it good?
It runs all games at like 60 FPS. First off,
nice.
Secondly, it has what's called Game Boy mode, and on the Fold, it's insane. It's literally insane on the Fold because like I don't know if you can see it right now, but like this is in the normal portrait mode, but it puts all of the controls on the bottom.
At the bottom? Yeah, I see it.
So
if it would focus,
it's just right up top.
Oh yeah. So no, that's super cool.
You could literally play PS2 games like a giant Game Boy.
Oh my God. That's so cool.
Yeah, so like...
No, I see it, dude. Like, that is super cool.
So you need to download that, by the way.
Oh my God.
Because I've been playing Champions of Norath, and it's the best experience because, it's like the screen size is like watching YouTube in that portrait mode where like you browse the comments.
Yeah.
Except the comments are the controller. So like it's like the perfect size on the Fold.
Yeah. I'll hand it to you. Like that's freaking cool. Like I don't need it personally because of one reason, and that's I got the Steam Deck.
Right.
So like that's where I'm playing a lot of my emulators right now. Mm-hmm. But like I can't deny, like I don't have the Steam Deck in my pocket all the time.
I was gonna say like a lot of times, cool. Dude, like I'm waiting somewhere and I'll pull it out and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Like by the way, I put in a reservation for the Steam Deck again. So
what? Did you really? Well, they're coming out real quick. Like, what made you change your mind on it?
I guess how much I was using, honestly, the Fold. To be honest with you.
Okay.
I game on this thing way more than I ever thought I would. Like between the PS2 emulator, between Wild Rift, between the DS emulator, right. I just find myself gaming on it a lot more. Like yesterday. Kelly was editing some photos, and I just kind of sat here and played Wild Rift on my phone for like an hour and 40 minutes, Right. And I thought, oh, like I could have played other games too, So like, honestly, I think I have more of a use case for it than I originally realized. And I guess I didn't realize how convenient, I don't know if I want to call the Steam Deck pocket gaming, but say handheld gaming.
Yeah.
I value. And then like I started playing like Splatoon 3 in bed. And I'm like, oh man, like it's kind of cool.
We were playing that, dude. We could have been playing it together.
I love Splatoon, dude.
Oh shit, dude, let's tear it up.
All right, dude. Yeah, let's play it up. I'm a big Splatoon fan. So
yeah, it's good. It's fun. Yeah, man. But the Steam Deck is kind of good because it's like it's everything all in one controller, everything. So it's It's just so convenient.
So yeah,
Yeah, you'll love it.
but yeah, just having like a full PS2 in my pocket in that mode, right? In that mode, that like Game Boy layout, I can't get over it. I really can't.
Yeah, the thing is, the Fold is like absolutely like the best gaming phone. Like
By far.
I know they make like the ROG phone and stuff, dude. No,
dude.
Don't even. We got the next level. Big screen mode.
So I wanted to actually ask you something about that, because we're kind of in the fold talk era.
Right.
Have you played any games on your Fold recently?
Other than Azure Lane, which is that gacha game, no, not really.
Sure, okay.
No, I mean, I just haven't, like, typically if I'm like bored, I'm just like on Reddit, YouTube, and sometimes I'll browse the web or something, and that's about it. Like, I bounce between that stuff. But yeah, I don't know.
We'll play Splatoon, but you should download Wild Rift and we'll play like ARAM or something.
Yeah, I've never tried it, dude.
It's wild. It's like the desktop version. Like, there's some differences with how you get final hits and money, because like it has to be dumbed down slightly. But for all intents and purposes, it's literally a carbon copy of the PC version in terms of Summoner's Rift and ARAM. And it's really weird because like the actual client, like the launcher for the game, is way better on mobile. Even like how they show like characters and stuff. Wild Rift has better graphics than the PC version.
Wow. I was just looking at it through like your stream, and I was like, "That looks good, dude."
It's a lot better.
Yeah, that's wild.
So yeah, we'll have to check it out.
I mean, it doesn't hurt me none. I'll just log in my Riot account or whatever.
Yeah, it goes off your Riot account.
Yeah.
I mean, just gonna go over some pros and cons for me at least.
With the Fold.
Yeah. So I definitely think the battery life is pretty insane. Having owned the 3, the 4 is way better battery life.
What's your battery at?
Especially standby. I had it on the charger. I have a wireless pad here on my desk, so it's hard to tell. But I'm at 66% right now. But
dude, I don't know how I'm at like 86. Like
you?
Like yeah. Like
I played Wild Rift on lunch. So
okay, yeah, I don't know. Like the only time I had it on the charger today was when it was like to and from work on the wireless charger in my car.
Yeah, no, dude, it's insane. Like like I've gone overnight without charging this phone, and that would never happen with the 3. And it's the same size battery, so like I'm really happy with it. Really happy with it. Yeah, it's just been a really good experience. One thing I've noticed with the Fold series in general, and this is like a very small complaint, but like it's very finicky with wireless chargers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the placement's really finicky. Like my S22 Ultra, I could probably frisbee it at my wireless charger and it'll be like charging. Whereas this one, I kind of have to like put it down and wiggle it a bit until I find the coil.
Do you get a case?
I do have a case.
Which case is it?
I'm using the slim case. This one right now.
So you have a best case scenario then.
I do have a best case scenario because it has this little thing, but it doesn't add bulk.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
it's a nice case. I actually bought the D brand one just because, pre-ordered the D brand one just because I love the way that grip case feels. I'm gonna lose the kickstand, but I figured worst case I'll just swap out the back to this one when I'm going somewhere with that. Like I definitely want a kickstand. So
yeah. Okay.
But yeah, dude, no, I love the taskbar. I know you're not really a fan of the taskbar, but I love the taskbar.
Yeah.
I think it's
really neat. I saw when you held the phone up earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, I use it all the time.
I mean, that's cool. I'm just like, I don't feel like I need it when I, like the way I was doing things on the 3 was good enough. Like being able to have that slide over thing.
But again, we have the option.
Yeah. So. Options are always good. It seems like it's pretty popular on the subreddit. People like it.
I love it, man. So. Like, again, it's really nice to be in an app and then click the all apps icon and pull up basically my start menu and then launch another app side by side. And it's like I'm holding 2 phones.
Right.
Really seamlessly. Like that's invaluable to me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's crazy because like right before the Fold 4 came out, Evan got a Fold 3. So Evan, he's in the folding world now.
Was he the one who had the flip?
No, that was that's Travis.
Oh, so a lot of your friends are flippy boys.
Yeah, we got all kinds of folding action.
Actually,
him and his wife both got them, so they're both folding, And
what do you think of Samsung's marketing?
well, you mean like how they are poking fun at Apple or what?
Kinda.
I don't remember what the last thing they did was.
The last thing they did, I think, was that one that before the keynote that was like, the best camera will be in someone else's pocket and all that stuff.
Spicy.
But then they did that one about like, they were kind of making fun of like iPhone diehards who refuse to try anything else and they just buy the iPhone because it's the Apple product.
Yeah. No,
and, like,
I get
that
it.
person
Like,
has like the flip and they're like, look at my phone. It literally folds in half. And then the other person's like holding an iPhone. Like, I would never change. I love my phone. And then like she walks around her world, right? And like she's on a public bus and she gets up and like the seat folds up to make room. And then she like opens her fridge and realizes that her fridge folds. And then she's doing yoga and realizes that she folds over.
Wow.
And then she's reading a book and she realizes the book folds closed.
Oh my God.
So like she's realizing that everything in the world folds.
Nice.
So,
why doesn't my phone?
right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's fun. You know, it's fun marketing, but I also it doesn't work for me. Like,
no.
First off,
I
if
mean,
somebody likes an iPhone, like, cool, dude. Like,
it's a good phone. It's a great phone.
I feel like, you know, as tech enthusiasts, we kind of obsess over the phones we use, but like realistically, dude, like they all do the same shit.
No, I agree. I agree.
You know, like I could today use an iPhone and not be like pissed or
pissed
anything.
off. Right. No,
Like,
I'd be
it'd be an awesome experience in its own way.
Right.
But like if I'm looking, you know, we're always chasing the pinnacle. And so when
the
we
echelon,
like,
dude.
you know, we always want the best.
Yeah.
And right now, I think the Fold's the best phone there is.
Yeah. You know,
in general, right?
You know, I thought about this the other day and I kind of wanted to get your opinion, but I wanted to wait till we were on the podcast.
Sure.
So, you know, Two Shots was talking about it and I'm like, and you know, I was throwing shade a little bit because he was throwing shade at me a little bit because he's like, oh, you'll have an iPhone in your pocket in 2 days. Dude, I'm not worried. You know, so like I said, no, it doesn't fold. And I'm like, when you fold, and he goes, when Apple makes a fold. And then I thought in my head, like, I know
Maybe
how
not.
multitasking is on the iPad.
Right.
So would I even want an iPhone fold?
I used to say the same thing.
You
right?
know what I mean?
Like,
yeah,
I
did
wanted
too.
to go back to iPhone, but like they don't fold. But now I'm like, do I want to go back?
Right. Like,
because
will they
it's
allow
more
me to
than
do
just,
all this?
Yeah, because like what happened was like Android got me back in because we got a folding phone.
Right.
But that's not why I'm really staying. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the
just
folding,
the ability to do anything, you know?
Exactly. Like it's really like the features that you don't get on iPhone.
Like I told you the other day, man, like I use Ubiquiti stuff at work and I use Ubiquiti stuff at home. So I just cloned the Ubiquiti app.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what's hilarious?
And I changed the icon color. So like the work one is orange and my home one is blue and they're both logged in. They both work. You know what I mean? I don't have to log out and log back in. Yeah. I could never do that on an Apple product. You know,
it's funny. It's like it's Samsung's strategy. Like they shotgun blast you with features, and eventually you're gonna like really like a couple of them. Like really like them.
It's and like that.
Yeah.
It's basically that like drawing that Marquez did on the Apple Watch Ultra video, where he like circled like, well, these people are divers, and these are the features they want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like Samsung has so many features in their phones that all of their features are not going to be used by every one person.
Right.
But they're going to encompass all of those people who need a specific feature set because their phone probably does that too.
Yeah.
You know, and like when I describe the S22 Ultra to you or like my friends, I'm like, how come you're not, you know, back to an iPhone if you're not on the folding phone? And I said, honestly, man, because like if you think like inside the realm of what a phone can do, and I'm not talking about like wonky things like, oh well, it doesn't create matter, you know what I mean? Like if you think about what a phone can do, the S22 Ultra probably does that thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I wish my phone did X. It probably does that. You know what I mean? Like
that's the best thing about Android as a platform is like it enables like experiences, like specifically the Fold. Like it's a big enough canvas to where you start to want to do things that you would normally do elsewhere.
Right.
It's like it's big enough and powerful enough and capable enough that you're like, I can actually do these things effectively on this device, whereas before on a smaller one, maybe on an iPhone, you just couldn't. And it's like cool, you know?
To that point, dude, I was watching a seminar at Workday on Salesforce, and Salesforce has a mobile app, and you can create reports on the desktop and then run them on the mobile platform. And they specifically said that unfortunately you can't create apps on mobile because of the form factor. And in my head, I'm thinking I could definitely create apps on the Fold. Yeah. Without question, I could create reports on the Fold. Yeah. But it would be awful on a normal phone. You know what I mean? So like, it kind of rethinks what you can do with something in your pocket. So.
It's true. Like remote desktop is like really awesome.
Oh, Parsec on the Fold is next level, dude.
It's so good. So like,
especially with the pen, dude. Ooh.
Oh yeah, because it'd be like a pointer, right?
Mm-hmm. It is. I use it all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Your fat ass finger ain't precise.
Yeah. I actually bought a second S Pen.
Did you?
Yeah, dude. Because I don't always use that case, and I keep one on my desk at work.
Okay.
So I just always have one around. So
I ended up not using the. I have the kickstand case on that you could slide it in, but I've never put the pen in it. It's too bulky.
So I just bought 2 of these.
Yeah.
Because they were like, I know, like $39 on Amazon, and I keep one here and one on my desk at work.
Yeah, I had my old one from my old Fold.
Oh, there you go.
But like I never used it, so I just gave it to Evan and Rachel.
Oh, cool.
Since they wanted one, and it's kind of pricey for like a new S Pen.
How much is it? I paid $39 for these.
I mean, to me that's kind of pricey for what it is.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh no, just take my my old one. You know.
I have a bad rationalization where I'm like, well, I spent more on dumber things.
Yeah.
You know. So
I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm trying not to spend money like that. So when I looked at it and I was like, yeah, you don't need to spend that. Here, just take my old best pen. Fair. I never used it really. And like now I got one in my bag, like, and I take my bag to and from work. So I'm just like, if I need it, I got it on me wherever I'm at.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just in my bag. So like, you know, whatever. But I find I've never really needed it yet. I think that if there was better apps, like if there was an art app that wasn't like bad, like I can't use like,
I mean, PenUp is pretty fun if you're bored, like the color.
Is there? Okay.
I don't know. It's built into the phone, and like, it's like a cool one where it's basically like a paint by number, where like you just touch a section and it makes that color. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, I know. Rachel was showing me because she was doing those. I think that like the Notes app is okay, but like, there's no like artsy app. Like, what's the iPad one that everyone uses? Procreate. Yeah. There's no like Procreate on Android.
I agree.
You know?
I agree.
Android
I will say that that's lacking in that like a pro drawing app. Maybe there is one. I don't know.
I haven't seen one. I think that we need GoodNotes and Procreate on the on Android specifically because that's what I'm getting a Tab whatever Ultra when they come out. Like I'm getting the Android tablet. It's gonna kind of be sad. Like I'm still gonna have my
Samsung
iPad
Notes
around,
a lot. Samsung Notes is good.
No, it is good. I use it because it's the best note app that I know.
I also like that Samsung Notes integrates with OneNote, so I get my notes on my computer.
Oh, okay, that is pretty cool. I'm not using OneNote right now, but like
I'm not either. But we use M365 at work.
Yeah.
So I can make a folder in Samsung Notes, and just that folder will sync with my work OneNote.
Right.
Which is kind of cool, right?
No, that's super cool. That's the best part about OneNote is that integration stuff. But yeah, man, the Fold's like basically, when I went from 3 to 4, I didn't get like that much an upgrade. It was kind of, pretty much the same experience except for the busted battery.
Yeah.
I do like the better cover screen. I noticed like,
I definitely
I'm using it a
wider.
lot more.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier to type on. Like, even if you can't visibly see it, you feel it when you type. So
it just like before when you were using the cover screen on the 3 and previously, it was like you knew you were on the cover screen. Like it was like thin and like
yeah. I think the best way I can describe it is like with the 3, I felt like I always had to unfold it, and I don't feel that way with the 4.
Yeah, I find myself like pleasantly using the cover screen now.
Same.
Like I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like if I want a bigger experience, I'll unfold. But like I find like if I want a one-handed experience, it's nice to be able to just like because sometimes I'll just be like one-handing it, and like I can't really do that effectively unfolded. So if I'm walking around the house or something, I'm using it one-handed, So it's kind of just I don't know. It's great. But yeah, man. I really want to know what they're going to do next with the next Fold.
The Fold 5.
Like, cause I don't really have anything I want. Like, I'm trying to think. I want a bigger one.
Kind of like I would love a bigger one, like a Fold Plus, dude. Fold Ultra, like Fold 5 Ultra.
It might sound crazy, but yeah, I want a bigger one.
I would buy it in a heartbeat, dude.
Yeah, like we're already at the point where they're talking about folding tablets. So like just in between a folding tablet and a folding phone is just like a bigger fold, you know?
Right.
And like might as well make it, you know?
I think I would like to see the S Pen in the phone.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that I want that too.
I would like that.
Yeah. I think they ought to make it bigger and put a pin in it.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be
that's what I need. Because like at the point now, like I want to like really not think about using my iPad.
Right. No, I get it.
Because like the iPad's great, but like to me the iPad is kind of it's useful, but it's like a weird in-between device between my Fold and my laptop.
iPad lives now, as someone who loves tablets, the iPad lives in this section where if I'm already going through the trouble to get on my iPad, I might as well just get out my laptop.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why I'm like, my laptop is great. Like, I love my MacBook, and using it rocks. Like, I really love using it. So, like, I don't need to use... Like, I like Mac OS way better than I like iPad OS, right?
Yeah, no shit, dude.
Yeah.
Who doesn't, dude?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Mac OS is
like
goated, dude. I would use Mac OS as my main OS.
It's so good. So like, yeah, I was using my Mac all day today at work. It's so good, dude.
Use my Mac all day, dude.
Yeah, I use my Mac all the time. I love my Mac so much, and
as you probably know, this stream of my beautiful face is coming through my MacBook. So.
Oh, okay. Is it?
Yeah. I always run OBS through my MacBook.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, that's sick. Yeah. Okay, so you got your main PC kind of like just chilling.
It's literally just doing TeamSpeak, and the only reason I'm doing it on here is because GoXLR doesn't have drivers for Mac OS. Yeah, otherwise, I'd be live from the MacBook, dude.
Yeah, I guess
literally all this PC is doing is TeamSpeak. So
yeah, the GoXLR was kind of a mistake, wasn't it? I guess.
I mean, total
just
mistake.
Thinking about the Mac compatibility, really.
It's a mistake because I'm primarily a Mac user. I mean, it's great if you're on Windows, right? It's cheap, it works well, the software is great.
Right.
It looks nice, it looks cool on the desk. But no Mac support is almost a deal breaker for me. So
yeah, dude. Anyway, I think we're done talking about the Fold, man.
Yeah, dude.
We're done. Let's wrap it up with one last thing, dude. What are you playing? Sure. What games you playing, dude?
Oh, good question. Good question. So I'm actually playing The Last of Us remastered
on the PS5.
On the PS5. Yeah.
Oh man, dude! You know, I looked at the comparison. Awesome. It looks good.
It looks super good, dude. Yeah. And like, for me, the biggest improvement is the sound.
Okay. Wow.
You can set dynamic range to like extreme on the audio.
Oh, nice.
And it recommends that you only have like a really high-end system when you switch it on and stuff. But essentially, everything gets super quiet, right?
Yeah.
That's by design. Because
it's realistic.
Then when you turn the volume up to like where you can hear the dialogue at like a normal level,
yeah,
the gunshots and the screams are like bone-chillingly loud.
Yeah.
And it has like Atmos support and stuff, dude. So it is just, oh my Lanta, is that a good experience?
Like, I think that's what a lot of people rob themselves of is dynamic range.
I think so too. 100%.
You know, like normalized audio is not as fun. Like this is why movies, like I know people like dog on like bad masterings of movies where like things are like too quiet and then like they get mega loud. And it's like that's kind of by design, dude. Like if you got good system, like that's okay.
It is a treat to play through. Yeah, I've been playing that. I mean, I still play Destiny too. I love Destiny, so been vibing with that. I picked up Metal Hellsinger. That game's cool as hell.
Right.
I don't know if you played that yet or not.
No, I looked at it.
Oh,
it
dude,
looks cool.
Dude, the gameplay's so good. It's like,
looks
it's
metal
like
as shit.
It's like a Doom environment. Okay, but it's also like I'm playing DDR.
Yeah, it's like a rhythm game.
And it's all of the bands that I listen to anyway, like Dark Tranquility and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but it's all like unique shit, dude. Oh, is that game good?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
gives me chills thinking
overwhelmingly
that game is-
positive on Steam. Last time I looked.
What's that? It is overwhelmingly positive for good reason. It
Yes.
is. That game is so well done. It blows my mind. And like I said, like it's all music done by real metal bands. Like it's
Yeah.
not like some Randy in the basement, you know,
Right.
playing his hurdy-gurdy. You know, it's literally, yeah, dude, it's real good. It's really good.
Hey, what's wrong with the hurdy-gurdy, dude?
Nothing, dude. I love the hurdy-gurdy. I'm just saying, dude. Like it's actual
I
quality
get it.
shit.
I get it.
But yeah, man, I've been playing Sea of Thieves. Obviously, I always play Sea of Thieves.
That's why you said hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah, so like I guess currently my go-to games are Sea of Thieves and Destiny 2, and of course I'm in the Dragonflight waiting room. So
Okay.
I picked up Overwatch 2 just because I like Overwatch. It's a really good like turn the brain off game.
Yeah.
You know, like pour a beer, turn the brain off. You know, heal some people with Ana. You know, that type of deal. So I do enjoy me some Overwatch. They are getting cross progression finally, which is pretty cool. So you'll be able to play on your Xbox and play on your PC and have your progress and skins transfer over, which is awesome finally.
Nice.
But as for like a standout game, I've just been going through The Last of Us again.
Right.
What about you, dude? What are you playing?
I don't know, man. I've been bouncing around games. I recently on the Steam Deck beat Chrono Trigger. I might have mentioned it before.
Oh, sorry. For retro games, I'm playing Champions of Norath on the PS2 on the Fold.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude.
You did mention that, didn't
Talk to Nemmer, dude.
Good shit.
Always handing the quest at Nemmer, dude, on the shitter. Yeah.
I love it, dude.
Me and Nemmer
Chrono Trigger was good. I did beat
are
it.
toilet buds.
Yeah, man. What else I got? Master Chief Collection. Played that a little bit.
Oh yeah, Halo's always a good time. I'll be playing Halo Friday actually.
Are you?
Yeah, dude. You want to play?
I think I'm busy Friday.
All right.
But I do want to play, man. I really do. Yeah, we've been playing kind of like casual games on Friday. Like we've been playing like Prop Hunt with Gary's Mod and stuff like that.
Cool.
Like kind of just like last Friday we played Cards Against Humanity and Golf It, which is like
Golf It's fun. I played Golf It. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been playing like
Cards
casual
Against
games.
Humanity gets old really quick for me.
Yeah, and that's realistic. Yeah, it does.
Like,
we had a big group, but it was like a lot.
I have a friend who's like into the physical version. Were you playing the physical version?
No, we were doing an online version.
Yeah, I have a friend who's really into like the physical version, and like he's someone who like can play for 5 hours and still laugh at the same dick and fart joke. And he's like, dude, I got the blue box. Let's pull up the blue box. And like he's still going and laughing. I'm like, dude, there's only so many times I can pull down a card that says like Tom Petty's cunt. You know, like I can't do it anymore, man.
I know. We've been like those cards are always like the easy wins, and we're like. I'm trying to be a classy win. I don't want an easy win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
So I try to play like that, but you got to play to your audience, and the audience I play with like dick jokes. So
yeah, dude, that's like when we played Jack in the Box and we were playing with those rapping robots.
Yeah,
and like Kelly was like, all these boys did was just find out what rhymed with cock like 10 times.
I know, dude. It's bad.
I mean, it worked, but good strategy. Good strategy. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's cool. No, Friday, I think Johnny Osaka's coming over. We're going to smoke some meat, and then while we're tending the meat, we're going to play some MCC. So
yeah, man. Other than that, I've been playing some just random games like Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2.
Is that like tabs, or is that different than tabs?
No, it's different. Okay. It's like actually
you play tabs, I assume, right?
Tabs is great. I love tabs.
Awesome. Yeah.
Tabs is more like physics simulation, whereas Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2 is different.
Okay.
It's not really about physics. It's about insane quantities of units.
Interesting. Is this on Steam?
It is. I recommend you get it. It's sort of wild from a technical standpoint.
Ultimate
Epic Battle Simulator 2.
I see it.
You can literally have millions of units on screen at once, and it run well.
Really?
Literally have millions. And
this looks cool.
No, you have to try it, dude. You have to try it. I have 17 hours in it for some reason.
Are those actual hours or like I don't know how they got there.
I think I don't know. I think it's actual hours. I keep launching it.
That's cool, man. Yeah, dude.
It's cool. They have like a white paper.
You have
on
a
how
review
they did
from May 18th, dude.
Oh, do I? I probably said it's great. Yeah,
I can't believe how many units I can have on screen at a time. I think the most I had was about 2 million. I probably could have done more. If you're looking for a fun battle simulator / sandbox, this one is fantastic.
Yeah.
Gift card approved, dude.
Yeah, I basically said like it's crazy. You can literally have like 5 million units on screen.
I have to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Okay. You gave it a straight 9.5 out of 10 for sure.
Okay.
So I'm curious why it didn't get a crooked 9.5 out of 10, number one, and why it lost the 0.5.
I think it was just room for growth, right? Like it's not a perfect game.
That's fair.
I think like 9.5 just because it's like I want more. I want more types of units. There's just not enough.
You don't want the dev to just give up.
Yeah, I want more. Like there needs to be way more units. We need mod support with custom units. Like you can make custom units, but you have to like use the units they already have, and then you can put custom parameters on them. And it's like, okay, I've done that. Like I made like a 5th Dread unit, which is like a Chuck Norris spinoff, but with like infinite health. And whenever he punches, he makes like giant explosions.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I made like a Vegeta, which is basically another Chuck Norris unit, but he like punches and it shoots out like tank shells.
Oh, it's wild, man.
Yeah, and so he's like, and then I have his attack speed jacked up, so he's like, and then, and then I set the explosions for those shells like massive, so there's like 1 million units versus one Vegeta, and he's just like mowing down like
one Vegito.
Yeah, you got to check out the game. It's kind of wild. So yeah, and other than that, I've been playing VR, like I said, Blade and Sorcery and Beat Saber, and
the only 2 games you really need.
I've been getting good workouts out of.
I bet, dude. Man. I bet, dude.
Like I burn calories, dude. Like I've been trying to do it more often.
Sure.
Because I'm a fatty.
I'm a fatty,
and like,
dude. Look at me, dude.
I'm using like Samsung Health, you know, and I've been looking at the activities and stuff, dude. Like the other day, I did a workout that was 690 calories. How much calories? I think I do way better than that normally, even on these workouts. Like it's kind of wild. This one got 1,100 calories.
Beat Saber's a good workout because, you know what adds to it, dude?
What's that?
The helmet makes you sweat more, so it gets your like heart rate up more.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I wouldn't let you use my headset. It's gross.
Like, all sweaty boy, dude.
Well, I bought, you know how like you can have it has the detachable face part?
Yeah.
And I bought 2 of them because I was like, okay, this one's for my friends, this one's for me. But like that's kind of not enough. Like really? I sweat inside of it, and like you know how like you have the lenses? Yeah. Like I don't know, over time, like the glue that held them in, it has like kind of like melted.
Really?
Like, yeah, it's really weird. It's nasty.
So is your headset like messed up?
No, it's fine. Like it's kind of out of my field of view, but it's kind of gross looking. Like I don't know, it's kind of nasty to use.
That's funny. That's
you know,
funny.
like I've cleaned it and stuff, but like it would just be kind of gross, you know. So it's my headset.
There it is, dude.
But yeah, man, like I go hard when it comes to Beat Saber, dude.
Game's good.
Anyway, dude, I think we wrap it.
Yeah, man.
Wrap it up, man. Anyway, thanks for listening, watching, observing the Technosthetic podcast.
All of the above.
Indeed. Thanks for watching. It's been another great week. Nvidia coming out. I mean, that's great, dude. That's great. Finally. I didn't even know the event was happening.
I didn't either. I just popped on YouTube and there it was.
Anyway, check us out on technosthetic.com, and we'll see you guys next time on the podcast. Later.